Hey, Magic Mike here, your wholesaler coach, the people's stripper. I strip it down and show you how to do it. I teach people how to wholesale deals automatically. And the topic for discussion of today is how to finance your wholesale deals. I get this question a lot. Everybody's always asking, how do I get the money from the deals? How do I get a proof of funds letter? How do I get the money to double close on the deal? So if you don't already know, wholesaling, what that is where I get a property under contract, and then I take that contract and sell that to a cash buyer. I then get the seller at this price, I get the buyer at this price, and I get that what's in the middle. That's my wholesale fee, right? So how do you fund the deal at this price, put in the money to buy the property there, and then sell it and obviously collect that income? The people are always asking, how do I fund the deal? How do I put the money in? Well, one way to do that is business credit. So your business has a credit score, what I call equity in your company. Even if you just formed an LLC, it'll be somewhat relative to your credit. So then you pull that equity out in cash, just like you do on a house. And you put that money down on the property, either as the down payment or to pay the double close, transactional funding, what have you, the hard money lender, any of that. So you can find the link to that in the description. But you know what I do is I don't fund my deals at all. I have my cash buyer fund the deal. You know, the cash buyer comes in, he just buys the contract from me. You know, the only reason you want to double close, and so double close is where you get the property and then you actually buy the property, your name gets down on the HUD statement, and then you take that and then you sell it again, usually the same day, to the cash buyer. So it's an A to B to C transaction. But the only reason you want to do that is to hide the numbers from the cash buyer. But if he's getting a good deal, who cares? You know what I mean? You know, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. You're not looking to make $1 billion, right? You know, especially at first. You know, you want to build these cash buyers up. So, you know, you get the property in it at, say, 10, sell it at 15. You know, don't go in there too high and do it for 20. You know, unless you got the property under contract for $1. You know, then sell it for whatever is a crazy good deal. But you could fund that yourself for $1, and I've done that before. But the only reason to do a double close is to hide how much money you're making. But if you're not making at least 10 grand, you don't want to double close because the fees are going to be ridiculous. Because you got to borrow that money, and then when you come out, so you're in for 10 grand. That's your profit. To spend transactional funding, getting the property under contract, actually buying it. That transactional funding is a percentage of that 10,000. Then you got to close on it. You got to closing costs come out of that 10 grand, and you actually have to come in with cash ahead of time. They don't pull that out, but that'll take away from your profit. So that's money you spent just to get the deal, close on it, pay the transactional funding off the back end, and then you come out with 5 grand. That's exactly what you would have had you just wholesaled the contract to the guy. So keep that in mind. You know, you're going to go for the big money trying to double close it to this guy, and all you're really getting is the same amount you would be if you had just sold the contract. So how do you get these cash buyers coming in? Well, you gotta go find them. You can buy a list, but you know, you don't know who these people are. You could get one from a realtor, which I say would probably be the best way. If you get one from a realtor, they pull it off the MLS, they look up all the cash sales. You can get one from a list broker. There are a couple of websites that do this. It's all out there. You can Google it. And so you get a list of cash buyers. That's the easy way. And you send them a letter or you give them a call if they've got phone numbers in there. But what I like to do is I like to get real cash buyers. You only want people on your funding your deals if they have actual cash. You don't want like wholesalers on there. You don't want you want people who actually use cash and purchase the property. So when you are driving for deals, you can kill two birds with one stone. I don't know why you killing birds, but you want to take two out at the same time. So while you're driving for deals, you're writing down addresses, and you're writing down, you're getting out and you're talking to the seller if you're doing it right, or you're finding out who they are or what their phone number is, right? If you see a dumpster, one of those big, green, humongous dumpsters with just trash and debris in them, that they do at a rehab, because they pull stuff out of the house, they put it in these dumpsters. Those dumpsters are thousands of dollars. They're not cheap. They come in with a big semi-truck and dump them off. It's not like pack rat or little pods. These are big industrial dumpsters. So if they're willing to spend that money, this guy has to be a cash buyer or at least an investor. And that they are buying, they've already bought this house right in front of you that they're looking at, and they're rehabbing it. So you can find houses just like that. You're like, this is where I've got to be driving for deals. So go through that neighborhood and find some other ones. You'd be surprised at how lazy these cash buyers are. Just flat out crazy lazy. Because you'll find other deals that are vacant in that same neighborhood. You better believe it, if I'm flipping a house in a neighborhood, I'm going to be driving that whole neighborhood on the way to that house to see if I find some other deals. But they're not going to do that. And so, these aren't wholesalers, right? They're past that. They're into rehabbing house, buying it with cash, and flipping it retail. So you know exactly what kind of house they buy. You've already got it in the game plan, right? So you find ones just like that, and you can usually ask them like, hey, are you the owner? Is the owner here? Do you have their name, their business number, their email? And you can be like, hey, I was at this property, 123 Main Street. I saw you were buying it. Do you always buy houses like that? That kind of thing. They want more houses coming in because they want to make money. They want more money, just like you want more money. That's how you're going to get it. So when you go driving for deals and you are looking at houses and you see for rent, you can call those up. Those are usually cash buyers as well. You can also call them for rent and offer to buy if they're not really wanting to sell it to you. You can using HomeSnap or the Drive for Dollars app, or just checking the tax assessor site, you can see if they own other properties in that county, then check the counties next to it. If you see a guy has 30 properties in his name in that Tri-County area, you know for a fact that guy is a cash buyer. He wants more deals. I wouldn't send him even if he's got a property that's vacant, I would not send him a motivated seller letter, because he's not motivated to sell. He got all these other properties bringing in income. That property is only going to be vacant for a couple of weeks while he fixes it up and gets to rent it out to another tenant. Trust me on that. You do not want to give away your seller letter. That is your lifeblood. You may have some handwritten trick like I do, handwritten yellow letter, handwritten postcard that is not a font. It is actually handwritten, like I was talking on the webinar last month. and you don't want that getting into the cash buyer's hands. You don't want other wholesalers getting your, your content, because then they'll start putting out that content, and the seller will confuse them for you. All right, so you've got to cultivate that and make sure that it's just motivated sellers getting it, and not other cash buyers or other wholesalers. Okay, so those are some ways to finance the deal. Another way is to go to the courthouse. At the courthouse, usually once a month. Like places like Florida, they do them like every week, every other week. They may do them once every like 6 months. But you can go there for free. It's usually during the day, so if you got a 9 to 5, you may have to take a sick day or a day off. I'm not saying that you should, I'm just saying that you might. If your boss sees this video, I'm sorry. Like, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get out, right? So if you go to these, here in Georgia, they are the first Tuesday of the month. And so you go there for free, and companies like auction.com host this. They they spend their marketing money to go out and get people with cash to come in and bid against each other on these deals. So they're fighting each other, bidding up the price, and they gotta have cash in the form of cashier's checks. So the money is all pulled out. They literally got the money in their pocket, ready to go. And you can see what houses they're bidding on. You're right there. You've got a list of all these houses. And so they're putting down cash on these properties. They're bidding against other people, and they can't even see the inside. All right? So you would wait and see what properties people are bidding on, and then when they bid on a property, one person is going to get it. And all those people that don't, you want to talk to them because they've still got the cash, right? You may write down like bearded guy who's also bald, and link it to the to the property, and then lady, whoever, and then go get the business cards. You get their business card, you know that you're on call with them. You know that like they're gonna buy deals just like that one. So once you find one, you've got a killer list of people who actually buy houses, and that's what you want. Okay? So I've got one more thing on here, but I think we're out of time. So if you found this helpful, imagine what you're gonna find out on the one-on-one coaching, which I would love to do with you. You can find a link in the description again, or somewhere in here, and we can make a personalized blueprint just for you to find out what kind of ways we can find cash buyers in your area, how we can get in front of them, how we can find deals just for them in your area. What works for you may not work for me, but we can figure it out. When you start investing in places like not just Atlanta, but places like Tarrant County, places like Orange County, you pick up a couple things that don't just work in Atlanta, but they work in Tarrant County. They work in other states, other cities, and I would love to share that with you. I'd like to help you out, and don't think I'm going to have my hand in your pot. These deals are 100% yours. There is no pushing for you to deal partner. You can deal partner with us, where we'll hold your hand and walk you through the process, but there is by any means, no pressure for you to deal partner with us. And there's a couple other things like, last month we talked about how to set up your Podio, but that was 2 months ago. We talked about how to set up your Podio, your back office, how to manage all the leads coming in. You can also manage your cash buyers coming in. You can even set up websites through Podio. to where the cash buyer will just go right to the site and tell you what they want, what zip codes they look at, any special criteria, any, oh, I want pitched roofs, I want, 90s or newer construction, anything weird like that, what states they're in. They may be in another state as well as the one you're in, so they may do, some double dip. And if you worked out of the state as well, you can sell them some deals over there too. Last month we talked about planning and how to send out mail, manage your campaigns. You can show that. And then in the future we'll be talking about bandit signs. All right. So some of the things I can't get into, because we're almost out of time, is how to use bandit signs to get cash buyers. And a lot of people say, oh, put out ghost ads, ghost bandit signs. No, don't do that. The cash buyer's going to hate the crap out of you. You're going to get more hate than you are going to get love. So please do not do that. If anything out of this video, all you get is not put out ghost ads, I've done my job. I hate calling on a for sale by owner, and it's a wholesaler, worst seller as I call them, and then they have a fake deal that doesn't even exist. And it's like, dude, I got a buyer right now. I want to buy this house. We can partner up right now, and you ain't even got a deal. It's like, oh no, I just sold that one, but I find them like that all the time. I'm like, oh, it makes me mad. Like, it make me mad, it's gonna make them mad, dude. These are your friends. These are your customers. So cultivate them, alright? So that's all I got for today. If you found that helpful, imagine, this free content. Imagine what you're gonna get with the one-on-one. So thank you for watching. I'm Magic Mike, and I'm out.
Thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your viewership. By the way, guys, make sure you subscribe to 100%finance.com. We have a plethora of tools that can help you succeed financially. We have a report on credit repair, 3 tips on how you can improve your FICO score. We also have a business credit ebook. We have a ton of real estate related documents, from deal analyzers to a mortgage calculator, a whole bunch of resources. You just have to subscribe. And one last thing, don't want to forget, we are offering free live webinars to answer your questions. This is only made available to our website subscribers. So you have to subscribe to 100%finance.com to receive the details as to the date, the time, and the call-in information for the webinars to answer your credit repair, business credit, or business funding needs, as well as your real estate related questions. Thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe.